Alright, so I am finally back and I'm here to redo some of the starting guides. We're going to start with character creation up first, so let's run through that real quick. So first you got your choice of human, in case you want to roleplay as Timu Sephiroth or Discount Tifa. Humans are good at pretty much everything. They don't really have any huge downsides or upsides. Of course, then you've got your Sinister Potatoes, Tataru Taru, who are good at spellcasting and being evil potatoes. Definitely good at spellcasting, pretty good at being glass cannons. Of course, stats really don't matter anymore, but hey, just in case you were curious. Mithra, your bog standard cat girls, good dexterity, so pretty good accuracy going through the game. Decent strength as well. And your Galka, your big hulking tanky people, big HP, big strength. Pretty good in general. And that is all your races for Final Fantasy XI. No, I'm not missing anything. I'm not. Fine. In case you wanted to be a giraffe, pointy-eared church elf, you have the Elizin. And the reason why the deodorize spell still exists. So you're going to pick your character. You got 8 faces to choose from with variations in hair color, A and B. Have I mentioned this game's from 2004? Pick your size, your starting job. So you got your warrior, which is your jack of all trades for all things pointy, blunt, and, well, pokey. You've got your monk, in case you want to, fist things to death. Of course, you got your white mage, which is your big healer. Black mage, which is your big damage dealer. Well, magical damage dealer anyway, for all things explodey. Red mage is your mix of both, master of neither, but huge on buffs. And thief, which is, well, treasure hunters. Kinda nice to have. But, yeah. Also, big spike damage is nice. I'm going to jump directly into my comfort zone. And white mage. Ignore the booty on the screen. That's just kind of how it go. And then you're going to pick your server. Most of these are hugely small population at this point in time. I believe the biggest population is Asura, but that's also the biggest population of RMT and content mercenaries, so might not be the best choice. Second best choice seems to be Bahamut, which is where I'm going to be starting. Gold World Pass gives you a bunch of benefits, even more the longer you play. So if you can get a Gold World Pass from somebody that already plays and this is your first character starting out, I would go for it. The thing they don't tell you here, again, game from 2004, is you just start typing it. You don't hit enter, you don't, do anything. And it's all numbers, so if you type letters like I'm doing now on my keyboard, you get nothing. But if you start typing numbers show up. Just in case, the play online boss wasn't enough to distract you from trying to play the game. So anyway, I'm going to get this set up, and I will be back when I'm in the game. Right, and I am back in game. After a little bit, you'll be dumped into the starting area of your choosing. My goodness, that is a bit of a frame drop. And yeah, you're going to want to change some of your settings around if you want to. If you're using a full keyboard layout, you can hit the minus button on your number pad, or you can hit, whatever your start button is on your controller. This game is better with the controller, but it is very serviceable with the keyboard and mouse, mostly the keyboard, because the full keyboard controls are excellent. Now, despite Steam saying this doesn't work 100% work with controllers, it absolutely does. I don't know why they say that. But in the second of your menu items here, you have config, which is where you're going to go to change up some things, like if you want to change the game sound, you probably want to change the inventory to sort automatically, which is super handy so you don't have just loose things taking up your very limited starting inventory. Chat filters, They're useful if you want to filter out certain things and not see certain things, but otherwise not really necessary. Font colors, that's up to you. Same with windows. Log, which shows, yeah, okay, that's, again, more personal preferences like on-screen display. I'm going to set that to both. Character information show, shadows high, weather yes. Let's see, what else is in miscellaneous? Of course, the background aspect ratio. Good gracious. Goodness, that is so much better right there. I believe, though, that you're probably going to need to open the configuration window if you want to change things like the UI size. So that is also a thing to be aware of. You need to use the configuration window if you want to change your aspect ratio and your, display size. So those are things that you want to do in that. Let's see, term filters. I did not know they had that. That's interesting. Things like effects, you can toggle on and off to get more frame rates. Mouse and camera. I like my third-person camera inverted. Actually, it's easier for me, so I'm going to do that. Let's see what else it was. Screen edge panning from the mouse can be a bit aggravating, so I turn that one off myself. Global, you have your chat language filter, which I'm going to set to off because I'm an adult and don't really care. Idle time for auto disconnect, I can turn off. It's not really that big a deal in this particular game. And I have auto run off because that is the backslash on the number pad. Let's see, you've also got your macro palettes, which are handy. I am way zoomed out and I gotta figure out how to zoom back. There we go. That's better. So, I don't know why my frame rate is so yucky at the moment. But when you start in a new city, you're probably going to wander around and get all the home points. Make it easier on yourself to get around. Once you register a home point, you can travel to other home points for a small fee or free if it's in the area you're in. Like in the cities, you can travel from home point to home point free of charge. I do need to kick this and see why my frame rate is dying on me. I don't know why that is the case, because this is a very old game. Auto run is a thing. Find it, learn it, love it. I have mine mapped to my X button on my controller, and I forget what it is on the number pad, but it's definitely on there. So anyway, oh my goodness, already. Maybe later on that cutscene. Okay. Of course, you've got your map, which you're going to be, again, using a lot. You can zoom that in, you can zoom that out. You can check your markers, which is Tales Beginning. That will take me to the Seekers of Edelin starting cutscene. You can also see your home points popping up on the map where they are and your survival guides. So you definitely want to have a lot of maps. I will show you the map seller and I will show you the Adventurers coupon place. You get an Adventurers coupon when you start the game. I don't really know how useful it is. Some people are saying to throw it in your bazaar and set it at a ridiculously high price, and other players will potentially help out new players by dumping gil on them with that. I don't know how much truth there is to that. So, we shall see. We shall see. I'll get lost in the area here. Like, I'm essentially trying to show you the most important things, so I'll probably do a cut and edit here at some point in time. Alright, so if you've started out in Sandoria, you want to make your way to southern Sandoria and head to the west gate here on your map, and you'll see some ears of corn there. Those are NPCs that'll help you get started on some things. And the one you want to talk to here is this one here. If you try to go out, she will stop you in a cutscene, but they will give you some beginner quests to get to know the game. Like the first quest here is to go get Signet from the gate guard. If you started in Bastock or Windurst, I'll put the locations and the NPCs up on screen now. Please, editing me, would you do that in post? Thank you. And then, of course, you want to open up your menu, open up your quests, go to your objective lists, tutorial basics, and select first step forward to start. Records of Eminence, which are pretty much your daily quests and your weekly quests, even monthly quests. And then you're going to want to talk to this particular NPC here, I believe, and get started with that. Of course, editing me, if you'd put up the other ones and their locations on the screen now, that would be lovely as well. So I'll wait for that. And yes, that is essentially getting started there. I will cover that soon. That is also another good way to get started in the game, get learning certain mechanics and things, as it'll run you through how to heal without magic, how to attack enemies and whatnot. All things for future guides. But if you want to run back up into North Sandoria, to the parade grounds, I will show you where the map vendor for this area is. I might need to fight a cutscene here. Nope, all good. Of course, you can see in my chat log, perhaps it would behoove you to speak with whatever that name is that I cannot say in Southern Sandoria at G10. That is the location of it. Now, unless I'm mistaken, here is your magical map vendor for Sandoria. You can get maps of pretty much any area if you have the guild on you. I do not at the moment because I am just freshly started. But you can get maps for any of the areas here. Before you get the maps, you might want to check the wiki to see if they can be quested, because quested maps will give you a chunk of experience as well as the magical map for the area. Some maps are from coffers, which you might be better off just buying the maps, but later on in the game, as you progress, you'll be able to buy coffer keys and just go and pop the coffers for free maps. If you don't feel like paying, I think the most is 3,000. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that is. I will double check. Yeah, it looks like the most is 3,000. And if editing me will put up the map vendors for Bastock and Windurst on the screen, that would be lovely right now as well. So I'll leave them up for a moment. I apologize if my voice wavers because I am shivering. It is very cold, and I am freezing my furry little tail off. So yes, that is the major important things for this particular starting video. And the next one I will cover ROE a bit more, and we'll get into the jobs and combat. So, one last thing before I do go. In your inventory, you'll have a few items. Like, I forget how to sort the inventory. I'll figure it out here in a sec. There we go. It's the menu button. You auto and yes, and it'll sort your inventory out. You can see I have Cure and an Onion Rod because I started out as White Mage. If you have a spell scroll, you probably want to use it because it's one you can use. I believe Black Mage starts with Stone, White Mage Cure, Red Mage Dia. Cure heals, Stone is earth-based damage, Dia is light-based damage over time and a defensive debuff, which is very lovely to have. So I'll equip my Onion Rod. You don't start with a weapon equipped. You have to equip your weapon on your own. There's not a lot of hand-holding in this game, but hey, that's why I'm here. So if you like this guide and you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, comment. If you want to support what I'm doing, I have a Patreon set up now. My goal there is to, hopefully just cover my subscription so I can keep doing these without having to worry about, being flat broke one month and not being able to play. I also hope to have enough content that I can just be able to put out videos even if I can't make atmosphere if I'm unable to record that particular week because things happen and it's sometimes hard to get quiet time to record because hell is other people. Anyway, that's all for this particular video. I will see you in the next one. Until then, happy gaming.